critical period reopening would be it. Because historically, one of the other ways that people have, master key style reopened other critical periods is by massive deprivation experiments, right? You can do somatosensory deprivation and reopen touch critical periods, auditory deprivation to reopen auditory critical periods. We have some, preliminary evidence that says that social deprivation can reopen the social critical period. All of these deprivation techniques are what a lot of religious and mystical traditions have used in order to get to that mystical state that is common between, religious practices and psychedelics. And so we think it's not a coincidence, for example, that Zen Buddhists go and live in a hermitage or a monastery, do massive social deprivation experiments, essentially, or, these meditation practices and silent retreats and stuff. These are deprivation experiments, essentially, to get to what the Zen Buddhists are calling beginner's mind. Critical period reopening would be it. And so to me, this is more circumstantial evidence that altered state of consciousness, that mystical experience that's common to psychedelics and religious practices, is just what it feels like to reopen critical period.
People have historically used deprivation to do neuroscience stuff. But, people also report going into the sensory deprivation tanks completely sober and having something like a psychedelic experience. And it would just be to sort of restate what you're saying. These are non-pharmacological ways to radically change the statistics of what's coming into the brain, such that the brain sort of goes through this reboot process, so to speak.
That's what we think.